So I've never been on like the ground floor of a new piece of technology. I've gotten things when they've come out, like the Apple Watch, I got it actually on pre-order, and AirTags I got right after they came out. But I've never been on like, nobody has this yet, and this is a new piece of technology, and you're one of the first people to get it. And when this gets big, you will be able to say, you were one of the OGs. Like, that type of ground level for a piece of technology. And today I wanted to share with you my thoughts on something that could be really great, and that is Dive Tap. More specifically, the NBT, Nothing But Tech with Jacqueline, collaboration with Dive Tap, which is this little card thing. And yes, it might not look like it, but it is a piece of tech, not just a piece of plastic. When I watched the announcement live stream for this card, not even knowing what it was going to be, I was very intrigued. So intrigued that I was one of the first 25 people to order it. I know that because I used the first 25 people coupon code and it worked. So in this video, I wanted to share my thoughts on the NBT X Dive Tap card, let you know like literally what it is, and if I think you should get one. Hi y'all, it's Annelies, and the way that I got a hold of this card was a lot of happenstance. If you aren't familiar with Nothing But Tech, aka Jacqueline Dallas, she is a creator here on YouTube. She is a fellow woman in the tech space here, and she makes really awesome tech videos. She's got about 150,000 subscribers, and she announced like, I don't even know how long ago, she was like teasing that a new product was coming out. I just somehow ended up on the announcement live stream at the perfect time. When she explained what this tap card was, I said, hey, only for $13-ish. That is a worthwhile impulse buy for a concept that sounds pretty dang cool. Now, what the hell is the concept? What is this thing? Well, it is pretty much a virtual business card. If I were to, if I was working with NBT and Dive Tap and I had to elevator pitch this card, I think what I would say is that with this card and its NFC technology and software, you can store links, a digital contact card, files, and direct links on it and transfer that to somebody with just a tap to their mobile device. That's the gist of it. But let me show you how it works. So I've played around with my tap card already. I have set up the links on it. I have kind of figured out the mechanics of it all. So this is set and ready to go. On iPhones, you place it right next to the camera. Now, NFC, if you're not familiar, is the technology that is used for Apple Pay and Samsung Pay. So think of it as wherever you would put your phone if you're going to be doing a digital wallet type of situation. So I tap it here, and now I get something on my screen that says open tap.dive.fyi. I open that link, and now it brings me straight to my YouTube channel. That's like the gist of it. You tap it, it says open this link, and then it sends you to whatever you're trying to send to. But let me show you like the dashboard for this card, because I think that will help you understand what it is, and I'll also be able to show you some things that I like and some things that I do not like. So I've saved the portfolio is what they call their dashboard. So if I interchange those words, that's what I mean, is like pretty much the homepage of how you do the settings on this thing and how you customize it. I've saved that to my homepage actually, so I'm just gonna open that up. And this is what it brings you to. You have this like drawer, portfolio, dashboard, whatever, of, in theory, all of your cards. Now, for me, one card makes sense. I don't know what reason you would have for needing like a whole bunch of these cards, but that option is available for you. So as you see, I've got my little campfire dude. I'm gonna tap on it, and now I have like the settings for my tap card. This app website thing is designed beautifully. Kudos to the developers, because I think this looks really great. If we scroll through here, we've got our functionality for the card, essentially, is this whole actions tab, and then there's an analytics section, but this is the concept of your card dashboard thing. We're just gonna get to the action because in my opinion that is the star of the show and the only thing that matters to me. So if you look at these 4 rectangles on screen under actions, you see 3 of which that makes sense to what I said earlier. Link, contact, and file sharing. Okay, cool. We'll get into those later, but they're pretty self-explanatory. The thing that doesn't make sense is Hydran. That is the way that Dive allows you to create all your links on one link. If you're familiar with like a link tree where you go to one website and there's literally a company called Linktree, but the concept of having one link sprouts off into different links, like a link spider, just a diagram, same concept. It's pretty much the same concept. So if I tap my card to my phone and it brings me to my Hydron URL. The Hydron is a very interesting name choice, but like it's whatever. It's short, and that's one thing that they market is that it is short. Now, if you look at my Hydron card, I don't know what you want to call it. I've got a whole bunch of links down here. Then I have a little bio here. I've got a picture. It says my name, and then also it has .uenv. This is something you cannot change, and it is your customized. I believe they referred to it as a dot, which has some acronym, but it's pretty much saying that that is the custom URL you get. Everybody who uses Hydron, whether you have a card or whether you just use Hydron as a service, because you can actually use Hydron without having a card, it would be hydr.in/ whatever your special code is. The reason why they did that seems to be because it makes it shorter, but it's like 4 to the 4th power. There's only so many options you have after that, so it's going to have to be expanded at a certain point. There's going to be 5-letter combinations. Also, I think the thing that's appealing about Linktree is that you can put your own username on there, so it feels more like a custom personal link and not just some random thing you're clicking on. And especially since Hydron doesn't have any notoriety right now, I think it makes it less likely for people to click on it because they're just seeing a whole bunch of series and letters and slashes and what have you that might get confusing. That is just like my expressing my thoughts on the matter, but I don't think it's bad. Something that's cool about Hydron is there are no paid options, so no matter what, you can customize the background color. It's really simplistic. I like the look of it. It's very modern technology, and I think it just looks nice. Here, you can only do solid backgrounds, but like, ain't no big deal. So with all that being said, that is the gist of Hydron. One link for all of your links. I don't know if there's a limit, but I haven't been met with a limit yet, so that's grand. And then you can kind of understand what I mean by link, contact, and file. The link action lets you assign a specific link to your tap card, and tapping your card will take you directly there. The contact action gives you the ability to easily share a contact that you've filled out within your tap portfolio. And the file action allows you to share photos, videos, and documents up to 32 megabytes through a tap. Now, to talk about the portfolio dashboard area for just another second, because that's all you pretty much need to know is the things it can do and then how you change it. You change it by just tapping on it. And if you look next to the action thing, it says speed. So speed mode just means that if I tap on one of these cubes, whatever you want to call them, that now means that's what my card does. And that's super freaking cool because it works so fast. If I click on speed and change it to default, that is how I open up the settings for each action and then change it. I could go to the link, change what the link is. The thing I do like about the share link section is all the links that are in my Hydron are right here. So if I wanted to switch my link, I could do that super fast just by tapping on it. Now, just beneath the action sections, we have this very minimalistic graph. These are your analytics. Now, for me personally, I don't understand the concept of analytics. I don't know if that's something that's going to be expanded, but the only, I guess, use case I could see for something like that would be if you're at like a convention, networking with people, and you're just, tapping away, sharing your contact info, your links, your Hydron, whatever, and then you want to go back and go, I wonder how many people I networked with today. Oh, it was 1. I guess that would be helpful, but I don't know. I don't know. The analytics seem to be something that is not for me, but maybe it's for you. Who knows? But a qualm that I do have with the portfolio / dashboard / app, like, what is that called? It's not SEO. It is interface. UI. Oh my God. Wow. That was a hard one. But when it comes to the UI of the portfolio / dashboard, whatever you want to call this, is that it looks really great. It interacts really well. And there are things that want to interact like an app. But since it is a website, those gestures seem to not be transferring over in the same way, especially on a mobile device. The way that you're supposed to be able to set your actions if you're in default mode is by swiping. If I go to any of these things, so for instance, like the link, I want to set my link. If I swipe on it, it either doesn't do anything, or what's been happening more, so yeah, I'm just getting kind of like nothing here, or what's been happening more is that it's been highlighting the whole thing, which I'm so surprised that it's not highlighting it because it's literally been doing that the last like hour I've been screwing around with this. I'm swiping and I cannot change the thing. So at least it's not highlighting the whole web page. But you know, when you're trying to like highlight a piece of text, that's what's been happening when I've been trying to swipe on the things that they say that you can swipe on. So it's just one of those things that if it was an app, maybe the interaction would be different. Apps are expensive and hard to make, and it takes a lot of time. So maybe one day, but according to their FAQ, they will never be an app. So never say never, but that's where we're at right now. But otherwise, I wish that this app was laid out in a different way. Alright, so if I could give my completely unsolicited notes on the design of this website, first of all, I would make this section up here, crunch it down. That's a lot of wasted space. These two buttons, they need to be smaller because they're not that important. The action section, that's totally fine. I just wish it was moved more up to the top because that's the most used part. The buttons, the analytics at the bottom, those are fine. Just make them smaller. The analytics section, that's fine. Just make these buttons smaller. If I had to redesign this website, I would put the actions at the top. It would be more condensed and there would be less scrolling involved. As a person who has a history of going to large events where there are a lot of networking opportunities, I know the importance of getting your information out to other people. What I think is really cool about this card and what made me so interested in it, enough to be one of the first 25 people to buy it, is that it makes networking and sharing your information really freaking easy. It's a matter of having whatever you want on here as your action ready to go. There's a lot of options that I think that this one little piece of plastic could work so well for in not only just one situation, but many situations. There are many situations at one event. That's a better way of phrasing it. That this could work well for, and it's so versatile. And it's kind of a conversation starter because you're maybe meeting with people and they go, hey, do you have a business card? And you're like, yeah, let me tap your phone. And they're like, huh? And then you do it, and it's an interesting thing. And also, not as many people have something like this. And so when it comes to being memorable, saying that you gave somebody essentially a digital business card through tapping their phone and working some sort of magic is kind of cool. Something like this could be a really unique way to make an impression on somebody. Even though it's not your idea or your technology or anything, you're just a consumer, it's still really cool. So the next time I go to a VidCon, which I don't know when that's gonna be because I'm moving to London soon, but any hoozle, when I go to a VidCon in the future, I definitely will be bringing this because I think it is a really cool way to share information and network with people. And not just for VidCon, but I go to theater festivals because I am an actor as well. And those have been places where I needed to network with people. Or when it comes to my world as an actor, I have taught workshops in the past. And something that I had at my workshop was a piece of paper that had everything we had gone over at that workshop, including the names of the songs on the playlist I played. I printed it out, and there were still people who wanted to take pictures of it because they wanted to have a digital version. But had I had this card and had been able to upload my PDF to my tap card, and then before people left, they say like, tape the card to a table or stick it to a table and let people just touch their phones, I could have been like, hey folks, come over to me and I can just tap your card and you can download the file. Or I could have been like, hey, I'm gonna stick this to the door, so as you're on your way out, touch your phone to the card and download the PDF with all the information I made for this workshop on your way out. Saving paper, saving time, saving money, and also the amount of people who took a paper from my workshop and still took a picture of it on their phone so that way they wouldn't lose it. Like, let's just cut the middleman of paper out of it, put it straight on your phone from the jump. An unexpected feature was the ability to share files, and I'm actually really appreciative of the fact that it's on here because when I first heard it, I was like, that's kind of weird. Sharing files? What? And now it all makes sense. Like, now that I've played around with it and obviously not used it in practice, but used it at home, like the gears in my head are starting to turn as to ways this thing could be super cool. And I think they executed everything really well. Of course, I have my little like qualms with the website, but that's not like a real issue. It's just more of like a hiccup that you run into, and now I know that hiccup exists and I've found a new workflow. That's the only real issue I had. So like one issue out of a brand new product, which by the way, I mentioned this earlier, this thing was only $17. There are 4 versions of this card with different patterns on them. The ones that have like the most flair to them, these are all 17. The one with the NBT logo is 13, and that is nothing to bark at, especially when you consider the cost of business cards. Like, this is gonna last you God knows how long, and business cards, you hand it to somebody and then it ends up in the trash eventually. Like, this is a investment I feel like is saying that it costs a lot of money. It is a very cheap investment that is very well worth it. And I think it was a really successful launch. I think that there is a lot of potential here. And I think if you're somebody who does networking in any sense of the word, you should definitely get yourself one of these cards. I am interested to see how the platform evolves, especially the more people that get on board. I am also interested to see what the future of the options of the cards are, of like, you can make your own version of the card, because I would love to design a card for myself, like upload an image and then they print it for me type of thing. I know that probably costs a lot of money. And these cards, it's nothing spectacular. The design is very well done. You can tell that the paint is wearing off on the edges though, or the printing, which for this cost, it's fine. It's fine. I have no real complaints. But like, I would really like the option one day to be able to print my own thing on there. I would put like maybe my name and my logo, do a cool background or something. And I think that might even make it more appealing for people to purchase them in the future, to make it more custom. This I liked, but what if you didn't like any of those designs? And the ability to upload your own would be kind of cool, but I understand that this was a collaboration, so I mean, a little bit in the weeds there. But yeah, I look forward to what the future holds for the Dive Tap card. If you want to get one, I will be putting a link in my description. It is not an affiliate link in any way, so it's just kind of like, if you want one, get one. If you also already have one, because it seems like they shipped out really fast, let me know in the comments what you think of it. So with all this being said, this is the NBT X Dive Tap card. I really enjoy it. I have used it just for like an hour or so in my home, but I'm already very impressed with it, and I can't wait to finally take it out into the world and get to use it and hopefully impress some people with my cool, interesting piece of plastic that I will pull out of my wallet and be like, voila, have I got something to show you. Anyways, y'all, that is it for me. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please consider subscribing. I'm almost at 3,000 subscribers, so any support would be greatly appreciated. I got in on the ground level of the NBT X Dive Tap card, and you should get in on the ground level of my channel before we blow up and become one of the next NBTs of YouTube. Jacqueline's got like 150,000+ subscribers, and maybe one day we'll pass 50,000. Maybe. A girl can dream, right? But if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. That lets YouTube know, and also me know that you like me and videos like these. So it really supports my channel when you like and subscribe and comment and all those things. All that stuff means a lot to us creators, especially small creators like myself. And of course, before I go, I want to give a big shout out to all of my top tier patrons. These are my Ethel and Mabel tier patrons for my Patreon. If you want to join them as being really great people who are contributing to this channel monetarily, getting behind the scenes insight on the channel, and a whole bunch of other stuff, a part of our Patreon community, you can go to patreon.com/Annelies. There is where I post updates about the channel. I post a ton of polls. I'm constantly asking y'all for your opinions and your thoughts, and the thoughts and comments from the Patreon community help mold this channel. So if you want to have your fingerprint on this channel in any way, go to patreon.com/Annelies. I have tiers from $1 all the way up to the Ethel $10 tier, and if you are a part of the Mabel or Ethel tier, you get a special shout out at the end of my videos. So that's really cool. But thank you to the Ethel and Mabel tiers. I appreciate y'all so much, and thank you to all of my patrons of past, present, and future. Otherwise, that is it for me. Stay beautiful, have a marvelous day, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye! Whapa!